Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about the Ana rework that is currently on the PTR and should be entering the game this coming Tuesday for North America and Wednesday for Europe. And the new rework that they're doing, in my opinion, was a great step in the right direction. I feel like there's only a couple things I can complain about, but overall, I really like this new rework, and I think that there's multiple builds that can be used. So let's get right into it. I'm going to explain all the talents, and I'm going to talk about the couple builds that are going to be used, and we'll kind of go into it from there. So the first major thing, let me talk about the abilities. They did do another 5% nerf to her healing dart. I know a lot of people want to complain about that, but her healing numbers were already very high, and now they're making it to where she can heal so much easier. Biotic Grenade is still exactly the same, Sleep Dart is still exactly the same, and now she has an activatable on her passive, and it's called Aim Down Sights, and it puts her into a sniper stance. While she's in a sniper stance, she moves slower, 25% slower, and her abilities have longer range. So you can fire at a much longer range for your abilities, as well as they pierce one target. And one low health target, I guess is the best way to say it, because full health targets you still pierce. So if there's 5 allies in front of you and they're all full health, or the first 3 are full health and the last 2 are low health, you pierce through all of them with the exception of hitting the last one. So that is essentially how this new thing works. So you'll pierce one damaged target with your Q, and you'll pierce one target with your E. So overall, it gives you the completed versions of your level 1 quest without needing to complete the level 1 quest. And it makes it to where you just have to give up movement speed in order to do this. I think this is a great change because it gives you that feel of being a sniper without needing to complete a quest that honestly made you use your E in bad ways just to complete. So I really like this new change that they made and how they decided to change her passive. It was really, really good. So I think this was seriously huge step in the right direction. Now let's get into the talents. Contact healing makes it to where you heal 30% more per allied and enemy hero hit. This was moved a little bit, but it's a really good talent just because likely when you throw out a grenade, you're likely going to hit 1 or 2 of your frontliners and 1 or 2 of the enemy frontliners. So it's going to be a decent amount of healing. Slumber Shells makes it to where you get movement speed when you land a sleep dart, or at least when anyone's affected by a sleep dart. There's pros and cons to this. It's only when things are affected by a sleep dart, meaning that if someone wakes up, you lose your movement speed. So that's the downside. There's cool parts about it because it allows you to reposition very quickly. One, it mitigates the movement speed completely. So if you have the aim down sights and you use your E or your sleep dart and it lands on someone, for the duration of that sleep, it's like you have the bonuses from aim down sights without actually having the downsides to it. And when you don't have aim down sights on, it's a great way to reposition in a battlefield. You land sleep on someone who's diving you, and you can run closer or further away depending on what you want to do. So it's an interesting talent that could be picked up. I just feel like the bonus healing from contact is too good to pass up. Vampiric Rounds is one of the complaints that people have, is that they fixed a lot of our other quests and they left this clunky quest in there. It essentially says when you stack 5 doses on an enemy hero, you get an infinitely stacking bonus of healing on your strike. So you go up by 1.5% every time you stack 5 doses. Well, the problem is good Anas are going to be keeping 5 stacks on an enemy hero for a long period of time. So if you keep those 5 stacks on a tank for a long period of time, you're not continually getting bonuses. You have to let it drop and then come back in and stack it again. And that just feels clunky. So that's the main complaint that people have about this. Is it a good talent? I don't know yet. But I do know that it's something that people are complaining a little bit about. I will say that with this, you do feel pretty tanky, especially since there's a level 20 upgrade that makes it to where you increase your damage by 50% and you get armor. And so what happens is that you are healing for way more, and because you're doing more damage, and you also have armor, so you're even tankier. So people joke around and they say that's like a tank version of Ana. I don't think it's going to be that good, but it is something to think about, I guess. Anyways, those are the level 1 talents. We're just going to pick up this for now. The Biotic Enhancement makes it to where your healing duration of Biotic Grenade is increased by 50%. So instead of 4 seconds, it is 6 seconds. And that's that bonus healing that you do to targets that just got hit by a Biotic Grenade. And it reduces the cooldown by 4 seconds. So instead of 16 seconds, it goes down to 12 seconds. That means that you will have a 50% uptime on healing bonuses if you picked up that talent. And then the Overdose is Sleep Dart applies doses. We know that combo. We've been using it for a long time now, where you get doses on the target and then the doses reduce spell power. And you could probably even combine that with the bonus healing since you're getting the doses on there. Then we go into Debilitating Dart. We already know Debilitating Dart, and I use this in my 4 mistakes video, where you can use this to not wake people up. So you can fire your sleep, and then you can fire a Debilitating Dart, and then they wake up slowed. But they don't wake up immediately from the Debilitating Dart because it doesn't do any damage. So you can wait out the duration of your Sleep Dart. And we'll talk about that when we get to level 7 talents. So let's just pick this one for now. Anti-Healer increases the area of Biotic Grenades. So right now it's this. And when you pick this, it goes into this. It's a pretty good size increase. And then it also increases the duration of the healing reduction. So you will be healing, have buffs on your allies for longer if you pick up this talent, and you'll have debuffs on the enemies for longer if you pick up this talent. Night Terrors is what I was explaining. Upon waking up, enemies take 8% of their maximum health and damage. If a hero is not woken up early, set the cooldown of sleep to 6 seconds. So in a coordinated team, this could be a really powerful combo where you sleep dart someone, and then as your team's walking up to them, you Debilitating Dart them, which makes it to where they are slowed when they wake up. And then you wait until they fully wake up, and they'll take 8% of their health and their cooldown set to 6 seconds, and they're slowed and have reduced damage. So you just guaranteed get a kill. Now, the 8% damage does not require them to last out the entire thing. So if you're going against like a tank that's just getting hit by everyone, and they get a huge chunk of armor or something that's hard to deal with, 8% health goes through armor. So you kind of turn into a bit of a tank killer. Now it's on a long cooldown, but I mean 8% is 8%, so it's not bad. And then we already know Mind Numbing Agent. So I feel like with a non-coordinated team, the W build is so much value. But with a coordinated team, we might be seeing something along the lines of the debilitating into Night Terrors into everyone surrounds them and blows them up. On to level 10, we have the Nano Boost, which hasn't been changed, and Eye of Horus has been changed. So I'm going to show you guys what they've changed with Eye of Horus, and we'll kind of go from there. So Eye of Horus now has the ability to pierce, and it still has everything else that it normally does. So in this case, if I was to stand right here, it will pierce through all of ally heroes and all of enemy heroes all at the same time. So let's fire these off really quick. And let's toggle cooldowns. Toggle it again so I don't get stuck in an infinite loop. And you can use your ult, and it pierces through all enemies and allies at the same time. So effectively, it's a really powerful tool to just be in team fights with. Before, people were always worried that they're like, oh, well, why am I going to need a global heal or whatever? But now, it's not just a global heal. You're going to be kind of far away from fights to begin with because you can heal from so far away that it's okay to kind of take a step back, pop Eye of Horus, and start blowing through everyone on your team and everyone on the enemy team at the same time. It's a good amount of healing and a good amount of damage. I think this is the best way they could have changed this ultimate ability. On to the level 13 talents. They are essentially the same as what they were before. The downside about healing darts after they made the change where it pierces full health targets is that you won't give movement speed to full health targets. Sad day. Purifying darts is heals for 20% more, and you get to remove a root or slow, roots and slows. And Smelling Salts, in my opinion, is one of the best ones if you're going against someone with a stun, purely because if someone is going to stun someone on your team, likely they're going to be followed up by a lot of damage. So if a Tyrande is going to drop a stun on someone, their whole team is going to jump on them. So not only are you removing the stun, but you're also giving them enough armor to survive the burst that follows. So if they have stuns, I love smelling salts. If they don't, roots and slows, I mean, guaranteed a team's going to have one of them. So same general idea. I feel like I'm trying to show you guys the most consistent build that will work in every team comp. Level 16, it's up to you, I would say. But I prefer Sharpshooter, and you should get used to landing enough of these that you can get these bonuses going for a long period of time. It's just a really strong talent that gives you a ton of healing. Concentrated Darts requires you to get close to the enemies to get the doses on them. I actually don't really like this talent, and you could argue that it could be good after level 20, but we won't really go into that. Active Reload, I feel like may end up being a go-to, primarily because it doesn't have the downsides of either of these talents. Its downside is a cooldown. So if you're healing people and it's all just working well and everything's going well, then you never need to use it. But if things start getting hectic, you can pop this and get extra healing very quickly. Say you use Strike really quick, I can use Q, and then I can use QQQ. And so you can quickly heal up someone and really keep your team alive if you need to. So it is a decent sized cooldown, but it's a lot faster to do this than pop an Eye of Horus and try to keep everyone up. So if someone takes a surprising amount of damage, you can do a surprising amount of healing. Level 20, all of these are really cool. Nano Infusion's still the same as it was before. Deadeye now makes it to where instead of it splashing, because Splash Pierce would be busted, it increases the healing and damage of your Eye of Horus by 4% for every hero hit. It resets after all the shots have been fired. So all this does means that if you're hitting more people, you're doing more damage and you're healing more. There's Armored Stance. We talked about this. It increases your strikes damage by 50% and makes it to where you gain 25 armor. So you can be a little bit tankier. It's interesting, but I don't know if this is going to be the best thing. Dynamic Optics is something that I feel like will probably actually be used. I just don't know by how much. I think it may end up being picked instead of Nano Infusion here and there. It increases your attack range by 4, making your range effectively the range of a Sergeant Hammer baseline. Then it increases your attack speed by 10% for every time you hit something up to 100%. So they combined a couple different talents. Well, they combined one talent and something and the extra range together, and it's pretty cool. If you are picking up concentrated doses, this could give you a 50% bonus or more in team fights if you are able to keep all of this going at the same time. So for now, I'm going to show you Deadeye, and we are going to use it right here. So we have the 12% bonus damage. We have the 24% bonus damage. And it's going up very quickly. You can see we're critting for 400s right now. And now we're critting for the, I don't know, let's see, for something. Now, on the last shot, I want to heal. So we just did like 480 or something, right? And 800 was the last heal. So you could see how much healing you could have possible. And it's pretty insane. So again, with this build, the possible healing you have in a very short period of time is going to look something like this, where you fire off the W to hit multiple targets, Q, and then multiple Qs. And there you go. You could do 2,000 healing in probably under 2 seconds if you really wanted to. And remember that with Shrike-On, you're piercing things. So you could be piercing through and healing your entire team for 2,000. It is a pretty cool build. Now let's reset talents and talk about the possibility of going a... we could do a... We don't want to do a Shrike one. We'll just do the other form of the build. Again, these don't really matter. You can go with either or. In this case, we're going to be picking up Slumber Rounds. We're going to be going into the Sleep Dart applies... Or no, sorry, the Debilitating, the Empowered, and then we go Nano, and we're going to be doing, why not, Purifying again, into Concentrated, into Dynamic Optics. So this is another possible build if you're in a group that really knows what's going on, and you can do it to where... you would essentially do this, where you would fire off you get in your Shrike, you'd fire off an E, Instead of waking them up, you'd use your debilitating dart, and then you'd get on them like this. And when you get this extra bonus, you can see we're critting now with our heals because we have this extra bonus going. And you can stay in and out of fights if you want to, and then whenever there's a time to just DPS someone. So you could effectively be doing 300 DPS and 360 healing per second at the same time. So that's kind of cool. I mean, the amount of healing that you do have capable is not bad. And the range is very high. I mean, I think I can still get them from over here. So you could be just melting people from really far away. And then you still have your nano boost in the case of the these team fights. So the reason why I would go this talent with nano boost and not with Deadeye is because if you're going to be popping your Eye of Horus, usually the fight's going to be over after an Eye of Horus. Either you guys won or you guys lost. And so you want to spend the most time, and that's another reason why I picked the active reload with Eye of Horus, because you want to blow all your cooldowns and then Eye of Horus and blow all the cooldowns and hopefully end the fight before anything major happens. This would be for a more sustained fight, or this is going to be more for a team with that you're going to be picking nano nano boost. The downside is that in order to get the value out of concentrated darts, I feel like you need to hit level 20. If not, you're going to be in a range you don't want to be in. So it's interesting. I think that she has two major builds that I can see for sure. And I think that she has a few other builds that are definitely possible. So thank you for watching, and let me know what you think about the Ana rework below. I actually am really excited to play this one. A little bittersweet about the Abathur rework, but I'm excited to play this one. So thank you again for watching. Feel free to check out all the other videos.